It's Wednesday before the Masters, and now you can play Georgia threes thanks to the man, the myth, the legend that is DP Roberts. All right, look at this beautiful course. I'm going to do flyovers in every hole because it's just a 9-hole course, but man, just look at it. Look at that grass. Look at the texturing. I'm going to get all into this in just a short bit, but it's funny. I was watching this 9-hole Georgia threes from another YouTuber. I think it was Scratch Golf. Great guy. Love his videos. He started off with, it's a 9-hole with a chap named DP Roberts. And I'm like, man, come on, man. That is not a chap. That is the man. That is the godfather. That is DP Roberts. He is the reason we are not spending $3,000 on some crappy software. This is an amazing course. And if you haven't watched my Whispering Pines video, he's one of the 3 original developers of our tools. He has been doing this a long time. Look at that grass. He's been doing this a long time. I think longer than Golf Boy's been alive. So I will provide a link for his YouTube channel if you want to go check it out. But he is the creating force behind all our courses. Now I'm just going to lay it all out there right now. I didn't shoot great this course, but I don't care because I'm just going to talk to you about DP Roberts version 4 tools and what it brings for us moving forward, and you guys obviously as the end users of all our new courses that are going to come out. I messaged DPR the morning this came out, and he's like, it's out there? He's like, oh man, I want to fix this, I want to change that, I don't like this, I don't like that. True artist, right? With this course is truly never done. But these guys are busy building V4 tools for us. I think John Meyer said like last week he spent 50 hours on coding in Unity. Remember, this is not this guy's career. These are their passions. This is their hobby, and they're spending countless hours for us to have these tools so we can go in and redo our old courses and all the courses coming out. It's funny, DPR said he wants this course and Home of the Players to be the worst looking courses on GSPro in a few months. The biggest improvements, according to DPR, we're going to see in version 4. Okay, keep in mind that we're still going to be designing in the same game engine. So it's not a new game engine, but the improvements in V4 are going to be mesh painting, which again, I'm going to touch on more when I start reviewing some courses done in V4 like this one. Blending between meshes. Before, you basically only got a good blend when you did a satellite overlay, but now you can use these generic dual tech message that I'm going to talk about here shortly. I'm just trying to run through all this before 9 holes is up. And basically, there's a lot of new materials like you're seeing right now in texture arrays. The biggest visual impact for us designers and you guys will come with bunkers and water bases. Before in Unity, we basically had to go and dig them out manually. Massive pain in the butt, massive time waster. Well, now users or designers are going to have not only some shape and depth control, but appearance control with some simple changes. I know the bunkers have always kind of been a sore spot with DPR. So he's basically made it now. You can customize these bunkers. Do you want a smooth transition and no dirty lip? Do you want a steep transition and dirt with sand sliding down the face? All available for our designers to do and easy. All right, there's going to be lots of built-in options, all customizable material sliders, so you can basically get do you want to do mow lines? Before we had to go in Photoshop and do mow lines. Do you want vertical patterns, checkered patterns, clean, rustic? All before we had to go and basically do that in our satellite overlay in Photoshop, and took a ton of time. Now again, it's just basically DPR is providing us, oh, look at that bunker. I was talking about bunker lips. Look at that one right there. DPR and the guys, I don't want to say just DPR because it's a team effort, are basically providing us as artists, because he considers us artists with the brushes and the paints, as many as possible. End result, the guys that really take their time and use their imagination are gonna come out with some just amazing courses. There's a few courses coming out that you'll see in my next few videos. They're not even V4, and their artistry and their creation is fantastic. And then there's the guys that say, well, the first time designers, like go look at my Predator Ridge course. That was a first time design. I spent a ton of time on it, but I didn't have the talent back then or the knowledge to basically do the SAD overlay. Well, now we're going to want the stock looks, right? So there's going to be theme packages, which are a single swap out of all the materials. So you basically build your meshes, and then you can say to DPR, hey DPR, I loved your Georgia 3 theme pack, and basically he can share it, and you can just punch it in there, and you can match his materials you see now. So the old dual text message or materials you used to see, right, with slightly oversaturated, those are all going to be gone. As long as guys want to redo their courses, and you can basically have, this is kind of a basic course now, what you're seeing. It's amazing. And look at this 3DG. It's beautiful. He's going to have multiple 3DGs to perfectly blend with a no mow lines like Georgia or mow lines like Sawgrass. And then have a video for us to use our own ideas to kind of get the same match. Truly incredible. You like Home of the Players? He can share his Home of the Players theme, and your meshes can match his. Right? And it's really an area I talked about community, and how community is huge in this development community and the game. This is an area where he hopes the community, us designers, will really drive and share, and we will. It's basically, we're going to have a whole channel on our Discord basically dedicated to theme sharing. You guys, you probably notice some courses look different in others with hue and basically a different warmth on the camera and what you're seeing basically. Well, that's something called post-processing volumes, and it takes a little bit to get the hang of it. It's a feature we use on our courses to make them pop. Well, as a new designer, it's really tough to kind of get that initially. Well, guess what? In version 4, all right, there's going to be post-processing volumes for global changes, right? Think of your TV, right? Like warm, cool, neutral, humid, all sorts of things you can do with your TV. Well, the designers are going to be able to do that now with their courses. They've basically, as DPR put it to me, he's like, we can, as artists now, work on the minutia because the macro is handled for us. All the big things that we used to have to spend a ton of time in Unity or in Blender are basically taken care of for us, allowing us as artists more time to focus on our creations with our brushes and our canvases. That's the way DPR likes to think about stuff. That's the way I go with my course building, and a lot of guys do. If you want to get an idea of DPR's inspiration, go check out Harris Karlinka, his website. They do renderings, they do VR, it's all golf associated. That is his inspiration, that is his end goal. And it's funny because with DPR, he says when V4 tools come out, one of his courses that he always likes to tinker with, he is going to bring it to the next level. I can't even imagine. So a huge thank you to the big three, John Meyer, Stingray, and DPR, for developing not only these tools, but all the tools we've used up to this point, and all the guys behind the scenes. I know there's some guys doing some coding behind the scenes. Thank you, everybody, for V4, for all the tools we have. It's going to be amazing moving forward. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? You should be. All right. Thanks, guys. Got a real beauty coming from Pac-Man in the next day or two. Stay tuned.